Hi, everyone. You're watching ARA's Town Hall with the Executive Committee. Since the last time we came to you about a month ago, our country has started to open up into what's now going to be the new normal. Hopefully it's going to open up some more. Some states are opening faster than others. Massachusetts a little bit slow, but I did have dinner the other night in Rhode Island, and it was a pleasure to finally have a nice meal at a restaurant after not having one for 2 months. But unfortunately, even though the country is opening up, there still are some cancellations. We got word that Poland is canceling their conference. ARA New York is leaning towards canceling theirs. And the IRT, which was being hosted this year by Japan, has canceled theirs and postponed it until later on next year. Looking forward, ARA is still trying to get in our ARA EC Road Tour. That's going to happen in late July in the Chicago area, and that's going to be with a very small, limited size group of recyclers. Going to keep it small, try to keep our social distancing, and just talk shop for a day and a half, 2 days. And of course, Reno. We're still making a big push towards Reno, and everything is thumbs up so far. What I'm going to go towards first right now is the mentorship program that we have. I mentioned it last month and 2 months ago that we'd get through these trying times by helping each other, recyclers helping recyclers, and we, in most cases, we're our best customers, and it's just in our nature to help each other out. And R.D. Hopper, I had the honor of serving with him for 1 year when he was immediate past president. This was his brainchild, and I'd have to thank R.D. Hopper. It's been a huge success, and Marty hopped on board with R.D. and started it. And Marty has some words to say about our mentorship program. Go ahead, Marty.
Okay, well, again, this was R.D. Hopper's idea. Me and him worked together to implement it. The whole point and purpose behind this was for us to get a group to act as mentors to mentor those that are in need, whether they have questions or depend on the amount of work that they needed. We wanted them to have a resource to come to somebody for some mentoring and give them some answers. To date, the program has done, in my opinion, fairly well. I know I've helped people in the program, out of program. I have been for years now, so it's nothing new. But we had a meeting a week or so ago, and we had some of the mentors and the mentees on there. We had 3 or 4 mentees on it talking about their experiences that they had with the mentors, and so far it seems like it's doing well. We're getting more people that are showing interest in it and wanting to help. And you know what? It's all about helping each other, and by working together, we can help to make them better. And when me and RD started this, our goal was if we could save one recycler from going out of business, the program would be a success. So we've done that, and thanks to all the good people involved helping, we've done quite a bit more than that, and we see better things going forward. And with the times being what they are, there's going to be more of a need of it. So a good resource that ARA has to help our members.
Hey, Marty, I just want to say to RD and to Marty and to the ARA Executive Committee over the last 2.5 years, I think this is one of those times where we, put our money where our mouth is, right? So we've talked about helping people. We've talked about going out there and doing things. And Marty, like you stated, you already have been doing these things and continue to do it out of the program. And that is something that I think is exactly what the group spearheading our industry needs to be doing, right? We need to be actively looking for everyone who needs help and giving that to them. And so I'm proud of you. I'm proud of RD, and I'm proud to be part of the team that implemented the first year and now the second year of this mentor program. And I don't see it ending. I just know that as we continue to grow, this program, we're going to need people to step up and move from the mentee to mentor relationship in these as this thing grows. So thank you, Marty and Marty.
Okay.
Okay, great. We're going to move on to Sandy's going to tell us about the ARA COVID-19 Relief Fund, which is another great plan of recycler helping recycler. Go ahead, Sandy.
Well, through the generosity of many of our vendors and recyclers in the industry, we were able to establish a COVID relief fund for auto recyclers. We opened the fund for direct members of ARA, and we have so far given out 9 grants. Those are $1,000 grants. It's much easier to apply for than the PPP and the EIDL. And the good news is you're not going to have to qualify for not to pay it back, because it is going to be a grant that will be granted to you without any procedures in place to try to qualify to have to pay it back. We're not expecting to pay it back unless you decide at some point in time you have it going a little bit better for you and you'd like to donate some of that back. We'd love to see some people pay it forward. Just recently, we opened up that COVID relief fund to our affiliate chapters. If you are a member of your state chapter or your affiliate chapter of ARA, you are now eligible. So all you have to do is go to the ARA website, to the COVID Relief Fund, and click the apply for the funds. Very few questions that will be asked. We send those applications to a committee who will review just the applications. Before they're sent to that committee, we remove all of the contact information. So we're protecting the privacy of those who are applying from the committee. So only one staff member and myself know who have applied. So we hope that you will apply. There's still money available. We're hoping to continue to grow the fund. So if anybody's interested in helping us grow the fund to protect our recyclers, we still have are accepting applications for that online, and you can do that on the ARA website as well. So if anybody has any questions about it, we definitely have money to give away. $1,000 can be for you, your business, or any of your employees if you've had an employee affected as well. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great word, Sandy. So if you need money, apply. And I don't think I've said no to anybody. I always just making it rain, throwing the money around. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Vince. Vince has going to give us a membership update. He's going to talk about ARAU. He's going to talk about Reno, and he's got a special guest.
That's right.
Go ahead, Vince.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, so we are very encouraged. We've seen a number of new memberships come on over the past several weeks. So we're very encouraged about that. We want to continue to do everything we can to bring benefit and bring value to the industry and to you guys as recyclers. And obviously we require membership in order to continue doing that. So we're very excited about the growth we've had there. And we're I'm personally very excited to get back out there and start visiting with you guys and explaining face to face and encouraging you guys to join the association. ARAU, we've got our, we were just doing a walkthrough this morning with our production team, and we've got our scripts, our shot list, everything. We're going to start shooting the video for our depollution training modules next weekend. So we're really excited about that. I think it's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to bringing it to you guys in Reno in November. So also I think, Scott, you already mentioned the PPP discussion we're planning, didn't you? We're planning to, because the regulations around forgiveness are evolving so quickly and continually, as soon as things begin to settle down, looks like another week or so, we're going to schedule a discussion panel. I'm going to have a meal on, and we're going to go through all the new information we have regarding PPP loan forgiveness. So keep an eye on our Facebook page for that, and we'll be bringing that to you. So that brings us to Reno and our announcement. So we have a special guest coming on, and basically so we understand how difficult it's been this year for everybody. Obviously, everybody understands how difficult it's been, and we're always looking for ways that we can, we can pour into the industry, pour into your businesses, and so in doing that, I'm going to make a little bit of an rearrangement here. So in doing that, we have sought out and what we're calling ARA's industry coach for 2020. And so I'm super excited and to announce that we have partnered with retired Navy SEAL, Jason Redman, and who is joining us today. So Jason, thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited to announce to everybody that you are going to be working with ARA through the rest of 2020. Thank you.
Vince, it's my honor. So ARA, it's so great to be back with many of you. To shout out to the whole team and the leadership team for thinking of me, and to all of you. I mean, these are crazy times, I know, for all of us out there, and, just struggling to navigate our way and figure out, oh my gosh, where do I go? In the military, we have an individual that's called the point man. It is the point man's job to navigate us, to figure out, hey, we have all these dangers, we have these problems. What if this happens? Which direction do we go? And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working with you guys, and I'm going to be your point man. I'm going to help you drive forward. I'm going to help you get out of those sticking points. I'm going to help us all stay on course. So that's what this is about. And Vince, thank you, man.
Absolutely. So what part of our announcement is how we're going to be working with Jason over the next several months. So we are planning to do 4 interview style live Facebook and YouTube live broadcasts starting in June. And they'll be announced, and we'll make sure everybody knows when they are. So please keep an eye on our Facebook page. That's where we will be announcing it. We'll probably also send an email blast. But if you're watching us here today, you're obviously on Facebook. And so we'll announce it. And then we'll do 4 interviews with Jason. We'll leave some time for Q&A at the end. And then Jason's going to be joining us in Reno for as our keynote speaker. Reno. So everybody, you get a chance to see him. So really quickly, before I let you go, Jason, last time you were with us in Charlotte, it was Trident, right?
That's right.
Now you have Overcome. So quickly tell us the transition, the evolution between Trident and Overcome, and what we can expect over these series of discussion and interviews that we're going to have.
Yeah, Vince, thank you for recognizing that. So the Trident was my first book, obviously, and there were a lot of lessons that we talked about when we got together last time. But some of the things people would ask me is, how did you do this? How do you build an overcome mindset? How do you deal with massive adversity? Could I have a step-by-step process to do that? How do we lead and set ourselves up for success for the long term? And that's really what Overcome is. It is the answer to that, both from my own personal lessons of, everything from a professional failure to grievous personal injury, and then even to business complications and business failures I've gone through now that I've been out there in the business world. So Overcome just walks people through that step by step. If you are in a life ambush, kind of like right now, how do we navigate through it? How do we lead ourselves? How do we lead our teams? And then how do we lead always? And those are going to be a lot of the step-by-step process that we go through over these next 4 weeks, leading up to Reno when we all get together. And it's going to be amazing. We're all getting together. It's going to happen. I'm claiming this. So I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to lay out that path.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you go, but just before I do, there's been, I just wanted you to see that a lot of people are chiming in. Hopefully you can see your screen. People have been following you, and they're really happy to see you again. And
hi, Lloyd. Hi, Matt. Yep. It's great. Awesome.
So awesome. Well, look, Jason, I'm going to let you go. I really appreciate you stopping in on our town hall, and we're super excited. Can't wait to see you and start talking to you over the next several weeks. So thanks again, man. To have a great day.
Yeah, you guys too. Looking forward to working with you, and we're going to get together. We're going to crush it. So
awesome.
Thank you.
See you.
Thanks, Jason. everybody's really excited about that. We thought we'd bring some joy to your new normal, and hopefully Jason will be ARA's new normal. Next
Man,
up,
he's Scott. Time out, dude. He is so energetic. He's so pumped. I mean, how can you not just get excited about the opportunity to have someone who's seen some of the crap, been through it, come out of it, and then partner with ARA? I mean, last year was awesome when we had him down in Charlotte, and bringing him back to Reno. Vince, team, awesome job. I can't explain how excited I am. I think we should do Top Gun 2. Awesome. I'm just kidding. But I'm really excited.
I don't know how you talk about the theme for Reno without at least discussing Reno 911. I'm just saying. But look, hey, I just want to. I wanted to show. Where was it, Matt? Oh, here you go. I don't know. Matt Hamlin chimed in and said he's been watching the quarantine adventures. I've been watching Jason and his wife's quarantine broadcast every night. Sadly, they've stopped it, but they're going to do a weekly update. So I know that gets hard to do that every day, but it's been really great. They've been doing fantastic broadcasts. If you guys aren't following Jason on Instagram and Facebook specifically, you need to jump on there. He does he's got some great broadcasts. He's got podcasts he'll talk about. He's got good guests. Anyway, I'm done plugging. It's going to be great.
Great. Well, I'm going to talk now about another ambush that our industry is getting, and that's from the EPA with the stormwater. We had a meeting just the other day with the Massachusetts and some members from New Hampshire about the comments that were due, and they're due on May 31st. And that's why I'm giving this update and not Emil, because Emil is finishing up the comments right now, and later on this afternoon we have a government affairs meeting. But everybody in the meeting with Massachusetts, we decided to submit our comments under ARA and not by the individual businesses by themselves, because we're afraid of a retaliation threat by the environmental groups. If a individual corporation or business submits comments, we're afraid that they might single that entity out. So we're going to stand behind the shield of ARA and let ARA submit all the comments. Now, the EPA does these revisions every 5 years, and from what I've been told is that we're overdue, and the requirements now, they're big, they're cumbersome. I have one right here. This is an appendix, Sector M, which is for auto salvage yards, and this is 26 pages long, and it's mostly housekeeping, and they want to tell us how we should run the business. All of Appendix Q has a total of 672 pages, so we're not the only business that they want to control and tell how to manage your operations. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Mexico, and Idaho fall under the federal EPA guidelines. All the other states fall under the state guidelines. But every state's guidelines has to meet or exceed the federal guidelines. ARA will assist all state affiliates when they're in their upcoming stormwater requirements. It's going to come. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Mexico, and Idaho are feeling it now. We're trying to put our thumb in the dike and hold it back a little bit, but you're going to see it in your state really soon. It's going to affect everybody, and it's going to start next year, about this time next year, I'm told. Sandy, do you have anything else to add to this? You were on the call, or Marty, you're well versed in this stormwater stuff.
I would have to say that we're definitely staying on top of that, and that's why we reached out to the New Hampshire and the Massachusetts group that we're feeling a great deal of the pressure. I work in the western side with some of the western states, so have understood what some of the issues were for our western states, but we're definitely going to stay on top of it. Emil is hammering away to get those comments out. We also, just to update, we also reached out to ISRI, and ISRI was part of the group that we were working with. And so we make sure that we're protecting each other's interest in that, and make sure that we're not stepping on each other's toes. So if anybody has any concerns or any questions, please reach out to the ARA office, and we'll be glad to help you with that.
Absolutely. Marty, do you have any comments for the stormwater?
No, Sandy pretty well covered it, other than if you don't have a permit, you're required to get one. You're probably going to have to now. That's for surety.
Yeah, this is coming. You can't hide from it, and it's going to affect us. It's just how much it affects us. Hopefully, we won't have to modify our business models. I mean, some of the stuff in this Appendix Q, it's crazy. They want you to store all of your tires inside on racks instead of in piles. Scrap or good tires, all inside undercover on racks. So it's burdensome. It's going to cost everybody a lot of money, and hopefully we can get it resolved.
Hey, but Scott, here's the key. It's going to be cumbersome. It's going to be changes, but ARA is going to be there to lead the way, to figure out what it looks like going through it. And when there's questions, we want them brought to us so we can help address them the right way. And so I just want to make sure everybody knows that we're here to help, because it's got to be hard. Yeah,
and we're going to help the state affiliates. And if you're a business, don't try to battle on your own, because they're like mosquitoes. They're gonna swarm all over you, and they're gonna attack you. Use ARA or your state affiliate as your shield and go through them.
Well, the other thing is with the training modules that we're having for depollution, thing to understand here is, you know what, if you're managing your fluids that's not hitting the ground, your stormwater tests are going to come back negative, right? And storing tires, not having tire piles is probably a good thing, because of fires in that. Plus the fact that, they're a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So these are all easy things to do, but we're going to have the training on there. That'll be there, be a resource for all the members to use. And you know what our goal is? We want to keep everybody in compliance, and we want, we all need to be good, responsible operators. And this is where this association that you're members of is going to step in and help you.
That's right. Shane, do you have anything to comment?
I don't really have anything to comment on stormwater, but I did want to talk a little, say a few words about the mentor program. I sat in on the call that Marty was talking about in the last week or two, and I sat in as part of the EC. We try to sit in on all the committees and keep up with what's going on in each of the different committees. But the last call was really unique in that they had the mentors and the mentees that could attend on a Zoom call, so we could all see each other and talk to each other, and it was like a round table. And I think right now, I mean, that has really just the opportunity to have meetings like this and communicate like this, where we can see each other's faces, has really been helpful in a time when we can't be together and have those conversations, because it is different when you see somebody's face and not just have to listen to them over the phone. So I'm just grateful that we're able to do that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody again. So that's all I have to say. Well,
me too, Shane. I'm looking forward to Reno. Vince, do we have any questions or comments that we need to reply to before I do my closing?
No, we don't have any. We don't have any questions yet. Steve Fletcher did have a comment, though. Here you go. I'll put that up there for you. So, but I haven't seen any questions come across yet. No.
Well, that's good. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. ARA has a duty to inform the industry. It's up to the industry to hear that information and to act on it. Again, Vince, we are planning a special webcast on the PPP changes and the forgiveness progress, so keep tuned for that. We are the eyes, ears, voice of the professional auto recycling industry, and we are always striving to improve and want to hear from you. Please reach out with questions, comments, and suggestions. And if we don't have any more comments or suggestions or questions, I guess we can send off, unless anybody else has any other closing send-offs. Thank you, Andy.
No, I think we're good. That's I
Okay.
think everything is good. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Absolutely.
And be on the lookout. Open our emails. Watch our webinars. And Vince will be in communication with Jason. And you'll be hearing from Jason soon. He's got a lot of energy. He's going to do some great things for us and our industry.
Hey, Scott, one thing real quick. You'd mentioned this. We've talked about this in passing, but anyone out there watching it, no matter when you watch this town hall, if you feel like it's informative or helpful or can just educate other recyclers or people who are just not really sure what we do, share it on your Facebook page. Put it out there so the world can see it, because when you hit that share button, it's going to open up the opportunity to learn about the recycling industry to all your friends that may not be associated with the association. So we're looking to continue to educate and expand our base of supporters of the original green. We're the original Green Deal, right? So let's just do this. Let's share this Facebook Live and share our story, and share Jason. How cool is that he's coming to Reno?
Yeah, no, and I think it's going to be. I think because of Jason's message, it resonates with all businesses, right? And even personally, I don't think you have to be a business owner, but just personally, he's got a really strong message that resonates with people who are going through hard times. And let's face it, who isn't going through hard times? So when we begin to do these interview series, I just want to piggyback on what John was saying. Share this stuff to your personal Facebook pages, because it will help people. It will help your friends. If they take time to tune in, they're not just going to hear about the auto recycling industry. As a matter of fact, the bulk of what they're going to hear is going to be helpful information on how to overcome adversity and thrive in stressful environments. And I think everybody would benefit from that. Even the people, even as we continue to be kind of quarantined a little bit, not as much as before, but people are there's a lot of mental anxiety that people are dealing with at not being able to go out like they normally do. I feel strongly that these messages that we're going to hear and these interviews that we're going to have with Jason will help people in all these different areas. So be thinking about questions you want to ask him. We will be leaving time for Q&A at the end of these interviews, and we're really looking forward to talking with him, hearing from you guys.
Great. And don't forget to apply for that COVID relief money. We got money to give away.
Who doesn't want money?
That's right. We get some money.
And one quick thing, you know what? Our industry, we have a great story to tell. We work the hardest in the automotive industry with the least amount of tools, and we're all about adversity. Okay, we were formed out of adversity, so we have a good story to tell. And everybody that's on this, these stories need to be told, and we need to share so people really understand what we really are and what we do and how hard we do work.
Good words, Marty. Okay. We'll sign off on Marty's words. Those were good. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next month.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.